You're designed to be poor. What if your childhood programmed your wallet, M? The real issue is that these patterns, these mindsets, are still controlling your financial decisions today. Think about it. When you make a purchase, do you ever stop to think about why you're really buying something? Is it because you need it, or is it because you're trying to fill a void or prove something to yourself or others? You see, our money decisions are often driven by emotions, not logic. And these emotions are rooted in our past experiences, our fears, and our desires. Micro insight: your money story is not just about the dollars and cents, it's about the emotions and experiences that drive your financial decisions. Now, you might be thinking, but I'm an adult, I can make my own decisions. And that's true. But the thing is, your subconscious mind is still running on autopilot, making decisions based on the programming you received as a child. It's like having a computer virus that's been installed since birth. And just like a virus, it's controlling your behavior, your thoughts, and your feelings about money. But here's the thing, you can't fix what you don't acknowledge. So, let's acknowledge it. Write this down: your subconscious mind is the real CEO of your financial decisions. But that's not even the problem. The real issue is that this subconscious programming is not just about money. It's about your sense of self-worth, your identity, and your place in the world. It's about the stories you tell yourself about what's possible and what's not. And these stories, these mindsets, are what's holding you back from achieving financial freedom. Micro insight: your financial identity is not just about the money, it's about the person you're becoming. You see, when you understand that your money decisions are not just about the dollars and cents, but about the emotions, the stories, and the identity you're creating, you can start to make different choices. You can start to rewrite the script, to reprogram your subconscious mind, and to create a new financial identity. But first, you have to understand how this invisible hijack is controlling your behavior. And that's what we're going to explore next. Micro insight: the way you think about money is a reflection of the way you think about yourself. But before we dive deeper, let's take a step back. What if I told you that the way you think about money is not just a result of your upbringing, but also a result of the societal norms, the cultural values, and the economic systems that surround you? What if I told you that the way you think about money is not just personal, but also political? But that's a conversation for later. For now, let's just say that the invisible hijack is more complex, more nuanced, and more powerful than you ever imagined. And that's what makes it so difficult to overcome. But here's the thing, you can overcome it. You can take back control, rewire your brain, and create a new financial identity. But first, you have to understand the game. And that's what we're going to explore next. Micro insight: the game of money is not just about winning or losing, it's about the rules you play by. So, are you ready to take the first step? Are you ready to expose the invisible hijack and take back control of your financial decisions? Because if you are, then let's get started. But be warned, once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. And once you understand the game, you can't go back to playing by the old rules. So, if you're ready to have your mind blown, to have your perspective shifted, and to have your financial identity transformed, then let's keep going. But if you're not ready, then maybe you should stop here. Because what we're about to explore is not for the faint of heart. It's for those who are ready to take control, to take risks, and to transform their financial lives forever. And that's where we'll pick up next. You're stuck in a never-ending cycle of wanting more, and it's not just about the money. It's about the feeling you get when you earn it. That rush of excitement, the sense of validation. You know what I'm talking about. It's the dopamine trap. Write this down: the goal isn't to earn more, it's to become the kind of person who earns more naturally. Here's what they don't tell you: your brain is wired to crave that next big hit of dopamine. It's like a drug, and once you get a taste, you'll do just about anything to get it again. You'll work longer hours, take on more projects, and sacrifice your free time just to get that next fix. But the problem is, it's never enough. You'll always want more. You see, dopamine is released when you experience something new and exciting. It's like a little reward for your brain. But when you're constantly chasing that next big thrill, you're putting yourself on a hamster wheel. You're running as fast as you can, but getting nowhere. Micro insight: the more you chase dopamine, the more you'll crave it. You start to associate money with happiness, and that's a dangerous game to play. Because when you're not earning as much as you want, you feel unfulfilled, unhappy, and unworthy. It's like you're living in a constant state of tension, waiting for that next big paycheck to come along and save the day. But what if I told you there's a better way? Here's what they don't tell you: the most successful people aren't motivated by money. They're motivated by a sense of purpose, a sense of fulfillment. They're driven by a desire to create, to innovate, and to make a difference. Write this down: when you focus on the work, the money follows. It's not the other way around. You've been sold a lie. You've been told that if you just work hard enough, if you just earn enough money, you'll be happy. But that's not true. Happiness comes from within. It comes from doing work that matters, from living a life that's true to who you are. Micro insight: the more you focus on the money, the less happy you'll be. So, what's the solution? How do you break free from the dopamine trap and start building a life that's truly fulfilling? It starts with a shift in mindset. It starts with recognizing that the goal isn't to earn more, it's to become the kind of person who earns more naturally. Write this down: when you focus on personal growth, the money will follow. Here's what they don't tell you: personal growth is the key to unlocking your earning potential. It's not about learning new skills or getting a higher degree. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about developing a mindset that's focused on growth, not just on getting by. Micro insight: the more you invest in yourself, the more you'll earn. You've been trying to solve the wrong problem. You've been trying to earn more money, instead of becoming the kind of person who earns more naturally. It's like trying to put a band-aid on a broken leg. It might make you feel better for a little while, but it's not going to fix the problem. Write this down: the goal is to become, not to acquire. So, what's the first step? How do you start building a life that's truly fulfilling? It starts with a simple realization: you are not your money. You are more than your bank account. You are more than your job title. You are a unique individual with talents, skills, and abilities that no one else possesses. Micro insight: when you focus on your strengths, you'll earn more. Here's what they don't tell you: your strengths are the key to unlocking your earning potential. It's not about being good at everything, it's about being great at one thing. It's about finding what you're passionate about and leveraging that passion to build a life that's truly fulfilling. Write this down: when you focus on your passions, the money will follow. You've been living in a state of tension, waiting for that next big paycheck to come along and save the day. But what if I told you that you have the power to create the life you want? You have the power to break free from the dopamine trap and start building a life that's truly fulfilling. It starts with a shift in mindset, a recognition that the goal isn't to earn more, it's to become the kind of person who earns more naturally. Mini payoff: you can start building that life today, right now, by making one simple change. You're about to uncover the hidden forces driving your financial decisions. Get ready, because this is where it gets real. Your financial identity was built before you were 12. We're going to rebuild it today. Think about that for a second: the way you handle money, the way you think about wealth, it's all been shaped by experiences and lessons you learned before you even hit puberty. Pause. Let this land: the fact that your financial mindset is rooted in childhood, and it's been holding you back ever since. But that's not even the problem. The real issue is that these early experiences created a set of deep-seated beliefs and behaviors that are still influencing your financial decisions today. You see, when you're young, you absorb everything around you like a sponge. Your parents, your environment, the media, they all contribute to shaping your perceptions of money and wealth. And once these beliefs take hold, they can be tough to shake. You might not even realize they're driving your financial choices, but trust me, they are. Here's a micro insight: your brain is wired to respond to financial stress in the same way it responds to physical danger. It's called the fight or flight response, and it's designed to keep you safe. But when it comes to money, this response can actually hold you back. It causes you to make impulsive decisions, to act out of fear rather than logic. And that's exactly what's been happening, isn't it? You've been letting your emotions dictate your financial choices, rather than making conscious decisions based on your goals and values. But what if you could flip this script? What if you could rewire your brain to respond to financial challenges in a more constructive way? It starts with recognizing the patterns and beliefs that are holding you back. You see, your financial identity is like a story you've been telling yourself for years. It's a narrative that's been shaped by your experiences, your beliefs, and your environment. And the good news is, you have the power to rewrite this story. You can start by becoming more aware of your thoughts and feelings around money. Notice when you're feeling stressed or anxious, and ask yourself what's driving those emotions. Here's another insight: your financial mindset is closely tied to your sense of self-worth. When you feel good about yourself, you're more likely to make positive financial decisions. But when you're struggling with self-doubt or negative self-talk, you're more likely to sabotage your financial progress. So, it's time to start building a more positive and empowering relationship with money. It's time to start seeing yourself as capable and competent, rather than fearful and uncertain. But that's not even the problem. The real issue is that you've been trying to change your financial behavior without addressing the underlying psychology. You've been trying to force new habits and strategies into your existing mindset, rather than transforming the way you think about money. And that's why it's not working. You're trying to put new wine into old wineskins, and it's just not going to hold. You need to create a new foundation, a new set of beliefs and assumptions that will support your financial goals. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Pause. Let this land, the fact that you've been trying to change your financial behavior without addressing the underlying psychology. It's time to go deeper, to explore the hidden forces that are driving your financial decisions. It's time to uncover the money mindsets that are holding you back, and to replace them with new, more empowering beliefs. You're on the verge of a major breakthrough, one that will change the way you think about money forever. And that's just the beginning. You're about to experience a major payoff, one that will set you up for financial success and freedom. Now that we've explored the money mindsets holding you back, it's time to flip them and turn insight into action. You've made it this far, and that's something to acknowledge. The 2-1-3-4 protocol is a practical framework to help you do just that. It's not about overhauling your entire financial life, but about making incremental changes that add up. You're about to learn a reframe that studies show can increase your savings rate by 34% in just 90 days. This is the part nobody talks about, the moment when you finally start to gain momentum. It's the breath moment, where you let all the insights land, and you begin to see your financial life in a new light. You've been living with these mindsets for so long, it's hard to imagine a different way. But what if you could? What if you could break free from the cycle of overspending, and start building wealth? It's simpler than you think. You see, the 2-1-3-4 protocol is based on a simple principle: 2 key areas to focus on, 1 core habit to build, 3 strategies to implement, and 4 weeks to make it stick. You start by identifying the 2 key areas where you want to see improvement. Maybe it's saving for a big purchase, or paying off debt. Then, you build 1 core habit that will help you get there. This could be as simple as setting aside a certain amount each month, or cooking at home instead of eating out. The next step is to implement 3 strategies that support your core habit. This could be anything from automating your savings, to finding ways to increase your income. The key is to keep it simple, and focus on making progress, not perfection. And then, you give yourself 4 weeks to make it stick. This is where the magic happens, and you start to see real results. You start to feel a sense of momentum, and that's what drives you to keep going. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I actually make it work? The answer is, it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. It's about showing up every day, and making small changes that add up over time. You don't have to have it all figured out, you just have to be willing to take the first step. And that's where the 2-1-3-4 protocol comes in. It's a roadmap to help you get started, and stay on track. As you start to implement the 2-1-3-4 protocol, you'll begin to notice a shift in your mindset. You'll start to see that it's not about deprivation, but about freedom. You'll start to feel more in control of your finances, and more confident in your ability to make progress. And that's when the real magic happens, when you start to see the results, and you realize that you're capable of achieving your financial goals. The 2-1-3-4 protocol is not a one-size-fits-all solution, it's a flexible framework that you can tailor to your needs. You can use it to tackle any financial goal, from saving for a down payment on a house, to paying off credit card debt. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection, and to be patient with yourself as you work through the process. And remember, it's simpler than you think. You don't have to have all the answers, you just have to be willing to take the first step. Now, let's talk about the tool that's going to help you put the 2-1-3-4 protocol into action. It's called the Financial Freedom Tracker, and it's a simple, yet powerful tool that will help you stay on track, and achieve your financial goals. With the Financial Freedom Tracker, you'll be able to see your progress, and make adjustments as needed. You'll be able to track your spending, and stay focused on your goals. And you'll be able to celebrate your successes, and learn from your setbacks. The Financial Freedom Tracker is the ultimate tool for achieving financial freedom, and it's what we'll be exploring next, as we dive into the tool_payoff. You're probably no stranger to the idea that your money mindset can make or break your financial progress. But what if I told you that there's a part of your psyche that's secretly sabotaging your efforts? It's called shadow work, and it's the unspoken, unseen force that drives your behavior around money. Write this down: your shadow self is the accumulated sum of your unconscious thoughts, feelings, and memories that you've learned to hide, even from yourself. Until one thing changed, you may have been oblivious to the fact that your shadow self is actually running the show when it comes to your financial decisions. But what if you could harness this power to work for you, not against you? Studies show people who learn this one reframe increase their savings rate by 34% in 90 days. That's a staggering number, and it's all because they've learned to confront and transform their shadow work. You see, your shadow self is deeply connected to your sense of identity and self-worth. It's the part of you that's afraid to take risks, afraid to fail, and afraid to succeed. It's the voice that whispers, "You're not good enough," or "You don't deserve it," when you're about to make a financial decision. But here's the thing: your shadow self is not the enemy. It's just a part of you that's trying to protect you from getting hurt. The problem is, this protection mechanism can often hold you back from achieving your financial goals. It's like having a constant inner critic that's always questioning your decisions. But what if you could learn to acknowledge and accept this critic, rather than trying to silence it? Write this down: the first step to transforming your shadow work is to acknowledge its presence. Until one thing changed, you may have been trying to push through your financial struggles without addressing the underlying emotional issues. But now, you're beginning to see that your money mindset is not just about numbers and spreadsheets, it's about the emotional depth that drives your decisions. You're starting to understand that your financial progress is deeply connected to your sense of identity and self-worth. You're probably starting to realize that your shadow work is not just about money, it's about the stories you tell yourself about who you are and what you're capable of. It's about the fears, doubts, and limitations that hold you back from achieving your full potential. But here's the good news: you have the power to reframe these stories and create a new narrative. You can learn to see yourself as capable, competent, and deserving of financial freedom. The key is to start small. Begin by acknowledging one area where your shadow self is holding you back. Is it fear of investing? Fear of budgeting? Fear of taking risks? Whatever it is, write it down and confront it head-on. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate your shadow self, but to integrate it into your conscious awareness. By doing so, you'll gain a deeper understanding of your motivations and desires, and you'll be able to make more informed financial decisions. As you delve deeper into your shadow work, you'll start to notice a shift in your behavior. You'll become more confident, more self-assured, and more intentional with your financial decisions. You'll start to see that your money mindset is not just about managing your finances, it's about managing your emotions, your thoughts, and your sense of self-worth. Write this down: the most powerful financial tool you have is not a budget or a spreadsheet, but your own self-awareness. Until one thing changed, you may have been stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and fear. But now, you're starting to break free. You're starting to see that your financial progress is not just about achieving a certain goal, it's about becoming the person you need to be to achieve that goal. You're starting to understand that your shadow work is not the enemy, but a hidden ally that can help you unlock your full potential. And with that realization, you'll reach an emotional peak, where you'll be empowered to take control of your finances and your life. You're standing at the edge of a new chapter in your financial journey. The last 30 days have been a wake-up call, a chance to confront the money mindsets that have held you back. Now, it's time to flip them and unlock a new future. The unlock is this: you have the power to choose how you think about money. You've identified the mindsets that have kept you stuck, from fear to scarcity, and you're ready to break free. Until one thing changed, you realized that your current mindset was a choice, and that you had the power to change it. Now, you're standing at the threshold of a new era of financial freedom. You're not just changing your money habits, you're changing your identity. You're becoming the person who takes control of their finances, who makes intentional decisions, and who builds wealth. This window, right now, in your 20s or 30s, is the leverage point. Miss it and you're catching up forever. But you're not going to miss it, because you're taking action. You're going to take the next 30 days to implement the changes you've learned. You're going to start tracking your spending, creating a budget, and investing in yourself. You're going to surround yourself with people who support and inspire you. And you're going to celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem. Here's a micro insight: the people who achieve financial freedom aren't necessarily the ones who make the most money, but the ones who make the most intentional decisions. They're the ones who prioritize their spending, who invest in themselves, and who stay focused on their goals. You can be one of them. You can be the person who takes control of their finances and builds a brighter future. The next 30 days are a critical period. You'll face challenges, you'll face setbacks, but you'll also face opportunities. And it's how you respond to those opportunities that will define your financial future. Until one thing changed, you realized that you had the power to create the life you want. You have the power to choose how you think about money, how you spend your time, and how you invest in yourself. And when you make those intentional decisions, you'll be amazed at how quickly your life can change. Here's another micro insight: the most powerful thing you can do for your finances is to change your mindset. When you shift your mindset, you'll start to see the world in a different way. You'll start to see opportunities instead of obstacles, and you'll start to make decisions that align with your goals. You're on the verge of a breakthrough. You're on the verge of creating a new financial reality, one that's based on intention, not circumstance. The unlock is this: you have the power to create the life you want, and it starts with your mindset. So, what's the plan for the next 30 days? You're going to take action, you're going to stay focused, and you're going to keep moving forward. You're going to use the tools and strategies you've learned to create a new financial reality. And when you do, you'll be amazed at how quickly your life can change. This video was built for the people who are done pretending money stress is just a circumstance. It's a mindset. And mindsets can be changed. If that's you, hit subscribe. Turn on notifications. This channel is for you. And share this with one person in your life who needs to hear it. That's how we grow.